Today, I want to share with you exactly how state taxes are calculated, and depending on where you live, you might be having additional taxes or these special type of taxes, and you need to be aware of them depending on the income that you're getting. So, first thing we're going to talk about is this website. It's called Tax Foundation. This provides very good information as far as the numbers that you need to be aware of, and especially the tax numbers. Now, first things first is there's going to be a couple states that have no state income tax. Oh, right. This is the holy grail as far as you being able to save potentially, 0 up to 13% in taxes if you decide to do so. And this is actually our number one strategy we recommend to all of our California residents and New York residents. Hey, when are we moving out, right? You're seeing online that there's people moving out of California, out of New York to Texas to Florida for this exact reason right here, to save some money on taxes and, potentially start, kind of their whole life over. And this is right here is going to be some states that have no income tax. So if you haven't watched the previous video, we talked about, your federal taxes and how that tax system works and how you can utilize the tax projection calculator to see how much federal taxes you owe. We'll link that video down below or somewhere on the screen so that you can actually check it out, just so you can understand, because regardless of where you live, this tax applies to you. And then obviously, depending on what state you live in, here's an additional tax that you might be subject to. So Alaska, California, all these states right here that you can see that you live there, there's no state taxes associated with it at all. Perfect, awesome. I love Texas. Aside from the food, the people, and now there's no state taxes I have to pay on top of. Now, there's going to be states that have a flat income tax. So what does that mean? This simply put, hey, you make $1 million, you make $100,000, we tax you 5%. Just a quick example. Now, these states you will be able to reference down below. So we can go to Arizona first down below and see what type of flat tax rate they have. So regardless of your income, hey, you're able to pay 2.5% in taxes to Arizona. Another one is Illinois. They have a 4.95% tax rate on, all the income that you make from there. And there's also these special states that have the smaller taxes. Is, hey, New Hampshire, you will get a 3% tax on interest and dividends only. So aside from your W-2 income, that's essentially at zero. And here's a 3% on interest and dividends only. Okay. And the last thing we're going to talk about is your states that have a graduated income tax, similar to a progressive tax system, much like the federal side. We don't have a calculator for every single state because that is just going to be a little more complicated, but you just have to understand like how that math works. And like I said, it's very similar to the federal taxes. Now we're going to go utilize California, for example. So let's say you make $100,000, then you'll be subject to all these tax brackets right here, okay? These first, well, I guess six, you could say. Now, obviously, this side is going to be for the people that are married, filing jointly, and this right here is going to be for all the single people that are ready to mingle, okay? So, just real quick, we're going to do some simple math. Now, obviously, $10,000 for 10,412 is going to be multiplied at 0.2%, right? They're going to get a little bit of income from you. So they're going to get $200 from you. You're going to get $208 in the first tax bracket. And then you'll obviously take the difference between the next bracket of 24,000 minus 10,000 is 14,000, roughly. And then you'll be able to multiply that by 4%. And then you'll get, so we'll keep note of this right now. So the first one, and we're just going to use round numbers. So 208, right? So 24,684 minus 10,412, well, 413 technically, is going to be 14,271 times 4% times 0.04 is 570. So we'll add that on top of the 200 from the first tax bracket. So we're looking at 778. And then we're going to move from 38,959 minus 24,685 is 14,274 times 6% is 800. We're going to add that on top, 856, which is 1,600, 634 technically. And then we'll move on to the next bracket. So again, we're going to go all the way up to $100,000 because this is the scenario we're running. So 54, what was it? 081 minus 38,960. Correct? Yep. And that's going to be 15,121 times 0.8. It's going to be 1,209. Yeah, we're starting to add up those taxes right there. So off of honestly $54,000 in taxable income, you're going to have to pay an additional 2,800 in California taxes. But we'll keep going because we're going to utilize the $100,000 example. So 600 or 68,350 minus 54,082 is going to be 14,268 times 9.3. It's going to be 1,300,260. It's going to be 4,169. And obviously, since we're only making 100,000, so we'll make $100,000 minus 68,351 is 31,649 times 9.3 equals 29,473. Whew. I said 473, but 29,473. So off $100,000 alone, you're going to be paying roughly $7,000 in additional state taxes. So that gives you an idea. Like I said, this works very similar to our federal tax system as far as it being progressive. And I'll actually link down this website down below for you guys to check out so that, if you have friends in other states, like, hey, I know you made $100,000 here. I know you paid this amount in state taxes, especially like Hawaii. Let's look at this, for example. Like, they can get very complicated as far as being single. And then your married part right over here. This is the married section. This is the single column. If you're single, then you're making $100,000, you're going to be doing a little bit of math. And obviously, whoever your tax provider is or tax preparer is, they'll do the math for you, to determine what type of taxes you pay. But this is just some good information as far as, you understanding how state taxes or how much state taxes you have to pay, so that if you are working, to lower your tax liability throughout the year, then this is something that you could definitely utilize in combination with, the federal tax projection calculator that we have. And then you being able to understand, hey, how much self-employment tax do I have to pay? This is the total amount. What are some things that I need to do in order to lower my tax liability, on the federal level, on, even the state level, if there's, credits that apply to you, and, understanding the tax laws with that. So that's just a little bit of, understanding state taxes. If you guys like this video, please like and comment down below. Comment what additional videos you want to see that, can help you lower your tax liability. And we will catch you in the next one. Bless.